Hi, Jessie from Best Fitness from my home. Today I want to show you something called the core progression. I'm going to show you 6 of the best beginner exercises to help strengthen your core. Great for back pain, old back injuries, surgery in the back, you've just had a baby, anything, just to strengthen the core, which is going to help everything else you do in life. Heavy lifting, exercising, running, work, everything. All right, so I'm going to start you with something called the dead bug on the foam roll, but I'm going to regress it. I'm going to first show it to you on the ground, and then I'm going to put it onto a foam roll and show you a little bit of the difference of it. So I'm going to start on your back. Feet are flat, knees are up. I'm going to tilt my pelvic in a little bit, so I'm pushing down on the lower back. And this whole exercise is all about pushing down on that lower back. Where we naturally have that arch, you can bring your hand through, you're gonna squish that to the ground and keep that down. I'm already starting to work my core area just by doing that one exercise. So I'm releasing it, pushing it down, okay? From there, I'm going to bring my arms up over my chest, and I'm gonna focus on pushing down on my lower back while I bring one foot up, down, up, down. So I'm going to exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale. That's one set. Down, 2. So I want you to try this. Get 10 sets in. If you're not feeling it in that belly area, then we're going to progress it to your foam roll. So you need a 36-inch foam roll. And reason being, you want to rest your head on one end, your butt on the other end. Easiest way to get on it, start with your butt on one end, lay back onto it. Again, pelvic tilt, push that lower back right into the foam roll. Feet are apart, just enough for your balance, so about hip width apart. Arms over your chest, lower those shoulders. I'm going to try the same thing. Now I really have to push down on my lower back in order to keep balanced. Up, down, 1. Down, 2. Now I'm really feeling that in my abs, and I'm really working my back muscles doing this. Working my hip flexors, my quads. You can kind of feel it on the back and outside of the hip as well. Big time working my back, my spine area. So you go for 10 to 12 sets. Once you get this, you can bring it into 10 or 12 sets with the opposite hand to opposite knee. The slower the movement, the better. So don't try to rush through this. Don't rush through it like, oh, look at me, I've got it. You want it to go slow. Down, up, down. If you fall off or you lose your balance, you know you're not doing it right. If you're doing it and you're actually staying up, you know you're doing it correctly. Good thing is if you fall off, you don't have far to go, so don't panic about that. So that's your first exercise. You want to get a set of 12, 15, whatever you think you can handle. Second exercise, going to roll off your foam roll, right to the ground. Again, push that lower back into the ground. Anytime you're laying on your back, practice pushing the lower back into the ground. I'm going to bring my legs up 90 degrees. My hips are going to be in that 90-degree angle. Ankles are in that 90 degrees, so I'm flexing my toes. And this exercise, if you can't get that 90-degree angle here, usually means that you really tighten your hamstrings and in your glute muscles. And a lot of times having tight hamstrings and glutes are what's pulling on the lower back and causing the back pain. So you want to try to practice stretching those areas out. If you have a hard time doing this, this is your single leg raises. It's going to be one leg at a time for 12, then the other. I'm going to show you a way how to regress it. So let's start with this here. Pushing down on my lower back, hands are by my sides, back is flat, drop my shoulder blades low. And from here, one foot stays in place. I'm actually going to line my toes up with something on the ceiling there. Watch it, make sure that it doesn't move while my other one is coming down and up. So it's inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale. I'm going to go for 12 on one side. 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, one more, and 12. Shake it out, and then I'm gonna go for the other side. So you're having a hard time keeping that foot from moving or keeping it straight. What you'll start to notice is it's gonna come down here. So while you've got one going down, you're gonna start arching, which is actually bad for your back. So I'm gonna show you another way of getting this accomplished. You can use any kind of a band. You can use a towel, a jump rope, whatever you have. I have all kinds of bands here, like these small loop bands so you can get anywhere. I'm gonna put that around my heel, go this foot. Come back up. I'm gonna pull this down, flex that foot. So already I'm getting a great stretch here. So while I've got that going, my other foot is gonna inhale down, exhale up. And say you're still having a hard time, you don't have to bring that foot all the way down the way I am. You can stop it halfway down, exhale it up. Inhale, 2, inhale, 3, inhale, 4, inhale, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. So you want to try to get 3 sets of these in. This you're going to do 1 set, the first exercise, your dead bug, 1 set this, and then the 3rd exercise. So these you can practice with that band. Practice for a week with the band. Then take the band away and try to do it without. If you can't, bring the band back, but really try to get a set in, whether you do your first set with the band, try the 2nd set without the band, 3rd set, see how you're feeling. You want to try to strengthen yourself so you no longer need the band. You're going to feel this in your quads, your hip flexors, in and outside of that hip as well. You can feel it in the abs, mainly working the back without hurting the back. Okay, so your 3rd exercise is a dead bug with toe taps. So this is alternating toe taps. So it looks like this. I'm going to go 90 degrees with my knees, my hips, and my ankles. So I'm flexing my feet. I'm going to push down on my lower back again. Arms can go over your chest. They can go over your head if you have compromised shoulders, or you can bring them right over your head this way here, so you're not really using the arms to help you do this exercise. You're going to push down on that lower back, and then it's going to be a tap up, inhale, 1, inhale, up, inhale, 2, inhale, up, inhale, 3. So say you want to progress this one, you're finding it's too easy and you are feeling it in the belly. You can take a kettlebell, hold on to a kettlebell, a medicine ball, a band that you might have attached to something holding it up. But this is the beginner. This is the way to start this one. You focus on feeling it right in the belly area while you're working your back. Inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, inhale, inhale, exhale, 10, inhale, exhale, 11, inhale, exhale, and 12. Okay, that's 1 set. You're gonna start all over again, 2nd set, and then 3rd set. Once you're done with 3 sets, take a quick little break, and then we're gonna start the 2nd set of exercises. Okay, you got through 3 sets of those first 3 exercises. Starting on your 2nd block of exercise. We're gonna start with a plank, I'm gonna go into a bird dog, I'm gonna go into a modified Superman. All 3 again, there for strengthening your back, your core, your spine, your shoulders, your hips, everything. Your core is everything, from the shoulders to the hips. Working those abs, you're gonna feel those abs while you're doing these 3 exercises as well. I'm gonna start you with your plank, and I know everybody hates planks, but one of the best exercises you could be doing for yourself is the plank. That strengthening that area while working those abs, which everyone loves to do, is going to help you be better at work, at home, at exercising, at heavy lifting, as a runner. Everything you do becomes easier to do if you've got a good plank. So I'm going to start you with your basic plank. We're going to go into first the low plank, which is where a lot of people will start. You're going to go on your elbows. Elbows are going to be directly under your shoulders. Hands can be clasped together, palms up, palms down. Shoulders are lowered. I'm going to curl my toes under. I'm going to tuck my hips in, so I'm going back into that pelvic tilt, squeezing my abs, my butt, my quads. So I'm trying to squeeze everything. My elbows again under my shoulders, and I'm breathing. My head is neutral to my spine. I'm going to hold that position for a minute. Now, say you can't hold it for a minute, which is understandable. When you're first starting these, you might get 20 seconds, 30 seconds of it. When you're ready to drop down, you can't do any more. Drop the knees. Bring your hips back like you're going into your child pose. Bring them forward again and come right back up into it and continue that minute. So take those quick few second breaks and come right back into it. You are more comfortable up on your palms. And I know a lot of people say, oh, it hurts my wrist. Your wrist will strengthen. After a while of doing these, you will get used to doing these. So if I'm on my palms are directly under my shoulders, dropping my shoulders away from my ears, pelvic tilting, squeezing my abs, squeezing my butt, squeezing my quads. Again, holding the same thing. Can't hold it any longer, drop my knees, drop back into child pose, come right back up, do it again. Keep doing it till you make that minute. Eventually, 1 week, 2 weeks later, 3 weeks, you're gonna notice you're dropping less and less and you're doing it more. But you wanna get 3 sets of these in a day. Whether you do one in the morning, one in the afternoon, one at night before you sit on that couch, or before you sit on that couch, first one, second one, first commercial, third one, next commercial. Get 3 in a day. This is going to help everything else you do. Get done with that plank. We're gonna go next into our bird dog. So bird dog, you're gonna be on 4s. Okay. My knees are about hip width apart. Hands are going to be shoulder width apart. My palms directly under my shoulders here. From here, I'm gonna take my left foot, I'm gonna bring it out, flex the toes so the toes are pointed down. Now if I have my toes out, it's turning my hip out. So I want them down so that my hips are leveled. I'm gonna tuck my hips under, squeeze my abs and butt. Right arm is coming out. So I've got my left foot out, right arm out, palm facing in. From here, I'm gonna stretch, squeeze, take a nice deep breath. As I bring them in together, elbow to knee, I'm gonna exhale and I'm gonna hold it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back out, do the same thing. Now, as you notice, I'm actually keeping good balance. A lot of people, when they do this, they're all over the map. I'm making sure that that hand is directly under my shoulder, pelvic tilt. And even as I go in, I'm still hand right under that shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Crunching, bring it out and stretch. Again, checklist. My arm is out, palm facing in, foot is flexed, toes are down, squeezing the abs, butt. Take a deep breath. Bring it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back out again. Hold that position. Checklist. Go through everything again. Hold that position. Squeeze your abs and butt. Take a deep breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Go for 4 or 5 sets on one side. I'm gonna switch over to the other side. My right foot is out, toes are pointing down, left hand is out, palms facing in. Take a nice deep breath, pelvic tilting, stretch, hold that position, deep breath, crunch and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring it back out. Hold that position. Go through that checklist. I'm looking straight down. That palm is right under my shoulder. Hold that position. Take a deep breath. Bring it in and hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Back out again. Stretch. Pelvic tilt. Squeezing my butt. Squeezing my abs. Hold that position. Take a deep breath. Bring it in. Crunch. Squeeze. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. One more time. Bring it out. Hold that position. Do your checklist. Take a deep breath. Bring it in. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice job. From there, you're going to go right into your third exercise. This is your modified Superman. So you're starting on 4s again. This time, my left foot is going to go out, flexing that foot, toes are touching the ground. That left hand directly under my shoulder. My right hand is coming out, fingers touching the ground. Pelvic tilt, my head is staying neutral to my spine again. And all I'm going to do this time around, I'm going to bring the arm up, shoulder height. I'm going to bring the foot up, shoulder height. Exhale, squeeze everything, and tap. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, Other side, same thing, go right into it. Toes tapping the ground. Fingers tapping the ground. Pelvic tilt, squeeze the abs and butt, and go. 1, 2, 3. So you're not whipping it up there, you're not arching that back. You don't want to have any discomfort with this. Make sure you're squeezing the abs and the butt every time you lift. 9, 10, 11, and 12. Come down, go into that little stretch, start all over again. 3 sets. 3 sets, and come back and we'll do a quick little stretch using the foam roll. Okay, last part of this routine, little foam roll stretch. You can do floor stretch, so many others. If you have a foam roll, this is a great, great, great way to stretch your back, lower back, your glutes, your hamstrings, and also a great little posture exercise at the back at the end of this. So I'm going to start you with your hamstrings and your glutes first. Okay, like I said earlier, sometimes if they're tight, they're pulling on that lower back. That's what's causing some of that lower back pain. So sitting on the foam roll, I'm just going to go over and under my glutes. Feels good. Great way to break down those muscles. Helps with muscle recovery. Have little knots in there. It's going to help to, hopefully help to take out some of those knots that you have. Okay. You want to do about 30 seconds, 45 seconds to about a minute here. If you find a particularly achy area, slowly go over that achy area, try to work it out. Okay, you can cross that leg, the knee that's over. You're gonna lean on that side and you go over the side of that glute, that hip area. Gives you a good stretch in the hips. So whatever knee is crossed over, I'm gonna lean towards that knee. Put all the weight onto that part of my hip and foam roll over there. That's great. Okay, from there you can go into your hamstrings. So I'm gonna bring that foam roll right under my legs. Hands behind me, I'm gonna lift my butt a couple of inches off the ground. I'm just gonna go back and forth. So I'm gonna keep the feet neutral for now. Go over 5 or 6 times this way here from the upper hamstrings right down to behind my knees. I'm gonna turn my toes out. Do it again a few more times. Turn those toes in. Okay, you can get the calves if you want. You can get a full body foam roll, but today I'm really focused on your lower back area. So I'm gonna bring this behind us again. Okay, then I'm gonna lift my butt a little bit and just roll out my lower back. Okay, if you have a tender lower back, slight pain in the lower back, this will feel pretty good. It will feel like a little relief to your back. You can lean from side to side, roll side to side, and just put pressure on that area. If you're having extreme pain and it hurts, stop. You want to wait until that extreme pain is gone. You might want to use ice heating pads, 20 minutes on, 20 minutes off for a while. Get little light stretches until that extreme pain is gone. Okay, I'm gonna go to the mid back. So now I'm going to bring my hands right onto my thighs. I still have a little bit of a curvage coming in here, so I'm not arching the back and going over that mid area. Feels good. From my mid back, I'm going to go to my upper back. So I'm going to cup my head into my hands. I'm going to bring the elbows all the way in, and I'm going to roll all the way to the back of the neck, down to the mid back. After 5 or 6 rolls this way, open those elbows out to the side so they're parallel to the floor. And do it again, go over those shoulder blades. Again, you find a little knot somewhere, you can do a little side roll. Work that out. From there, we're going to do a little relaxation. So I'm going to turn my foam roll so that it lines up with my spine again. My butt's going to go on one end, head on the other end. Okay, you could do another quick little stretch, cut my head, bring those elbows in, and you go side to side here. This gets all those little knots in that upper back area that you missed going the other way. Feels really good. You can do a torso rotation. And then once you're done, you're gonna relax. So my head's down, pelvic tilting lightly, so I'm not pushing hard. I just have a nice little pelvic tilt going on here. My feet are about hip width apart and flat. Elbows going down, palms going down. And I'm just gonna relax on the floor. I'm gonna take some deep, deep breaths. As I exhale every time, I'm trying to sink my body more and more into that foam roll. I'm gonna feel little cracks starting to happen in the back of my spine, some of them in my chest area. That's my body just kind of decompressing and trying to relax. And you wanna keep doing this. When I first started doing it, I would do it 10 minutes a night, 10 minutes a night every night, and it really, really improved my posture, as well as, you know, I hit my from having that sore back all the time, I would roll my shoulders in and I would be hunchback. This was a great way to unwind, open that back up, help my shoulders to relax back. And then it became easier to do. At first times it was a little uncomfortable. After that, it was like 5-10 minutes a night, listening to the news or music or whatever. Just a good way to decompress and rest. And by the time I got up, I would feel so much better. My back would be flatter. I would go from that round back to this feeling right to me. And believe it or not, it may actually add a few inches onto your height. I had lost about an inch or so with the back injury and having years of back pain and holding my posture incorrectly. And the more I did this, brought my height right back up. So great way to get some height back, to straighten out your spine a little bit and to help with your posture, bringing those shoulders back. So try it. This exercise that we did today, you can do this one every day, every night. Practice it and then go into it every other day to maybe 2-3 times a week. But keep doing it, because the core strengthening is really, really going to help you in the long run. It helps with balance, it helps with strength, and it helps to relieve the pain for sure. So great beginner's exercise here for starting that core strengthening. The next one we do will be a little more progression into the core progression. So have a good night and we'll see you next time. Thanks.